And then there's that line when Bellamy's like, what did he say to Raven? Go tell Riley that I should have left them there to die. And that's when I was like, ooh, yeah, you can't be telling motherfuckers that type shit. Everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel again. It's Maymoney here. This week, oh my gosh, I feel like you guys are gonna just get to know me so well. I have The Walking Dead coming up this weekend as well. So I guess I'm just gonna be spending a lot of time in front of this camera and a lot of time trying to put up these videos. But I'm really excited about it, just for both shows to be going on at the same time, because you guys get to see me more often. So yeah, but this time, this installment, I'm talking about The 100. I just want to discuss what happened in The 100, Season 4, Episode 2, entitled Heavy Lies the Crown. I was calling it Heavy Weighs the Crown for like, I don't know, a couple of days. But, excuse me, I'm correcting myself. Heavy Lies the Crown. Wow, this episode was a little bit intense. Let's just get right into it. And I guess I'll let out my cat before we start. All right, so she's all squared away, so let's get into it. One little note that I want to put, I'm going to actually kind of get a P.O. box thing so that you can send me gifts or whatever, or a letter, whatever it may be. I'll let you know when that's all set up. It's not quite yet, but I will let you guys know. So yeah, let's just get into this episode because I actually really enjoyed it. It started off kind of dark, in my opinion, when it came to Ilyan, the new character Ilyan that we met. The young boy, the young grounder boy who ended up under Allie's chip influence, and he murdered his entire family under the control of Allie. The poor guy. Oh my gosh, I just felt for him so much. And so he's definitely on a vengeful kind of quest against Sky Crew because of everything that he's gone through, and he doesn't have anybody left. And that was just really heartbreaking to watch. And like how he was almost gonna slit his own throat, slit his brother's throat. That's my cat. She's like seriously crazy right now. Sorry, you guys. I feel like every video. But anyway, so yeah, we have that. Just started off really, really intense, and I was like, whoa. You know, this show kind of like, when you get back into it, you're like really excited for everything, but at the same time, it's like, oh shit, like that was dark and that was horrible to watch. And they just are kind of like, yeah, hello, remember what show you're watching. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. But then we have, oh yeah, and just like a lot of like the choices that were made in this episode. It definitely was very, like the theme was like heavy choices, and how that the choices that you make are, even though you're trying to save people, even though they're for the right things, you know, some of the things that you do end up weighing on you, and just like, yeah, heavy lies the crown. And that, I guess that was really the focal point of this episode, is the choices that you have to make to save people, or you think you're making to save people. And it's just kind of playing around with the idea of lying. Is it helping people to lie to them and all that? So that's just what this whole general episode was about. So let's start off with, we could just start with Jasper because he's the first in my little notebook. But I just like, I'm a little confused about where they're going with this character for now. Like, is he going to be a part of this show, or is he just going to kind of be on the side, just kind of like fucking around doing whatever he wants to do, just being Jasper? Like, I don't really see him helping out anymore. He's just kind of there. So I really would like to see him kind of contribute to the issue instead of just being around and just, you know, listening to music, drinking, whatever. I get it, but at the same time, he was kind of an asset to them earlier. Like, he is a smart guy. He does know, like, chemistry and all that. So I feel like, isn't there something he can do to help out instead of just kind of being Jasper, depressed Jasper that we've been seeing for so long? I would like to see him personally, I would like to see him contribute, you know, use his brain, because, you know, he has his, like, skill set, and we haven't seen it, like, put to use in a long time. So I would like to see a little bit something more out of Jasper, personally, for me. Let me know what you guys think about that. And another thing is, like, does Monty know that he tried to kill himself? Because he kind of said, like, I'm not going to kill myself. Don't worry. Like, what's the point? But, like, I wish we kind of would have seen a little bit of discussion between the two of them about, like, bruh, were you trying to kill yourself? Like, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. I feel like they just kind of washed over that. Or I would like to see a little bit more dialogue about him trying to blow his brains out in the room on a tarp. I feel like that could be discussed a little bit deeper. Maybe it will. Maybe we just haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, so let's go a little bit to this drop. Should we go to the dropship mission? No, let's go with Cabby, Kane and Abby, and Roan. They're all still in Polis. Abby is still trying to like help Rowan recover and everything, even though she doesn't really have anything to do but sit there and watch him fight or whatever. And that was about it going on. And what else happened in Polis? Just, oh yeah, and there was a lot of Octavia moments in there that were just badass and awesome. But so they go out there, and Octavia and Kane are trying to go to the ambassador that's trying to fight Rowan, because of his vengefulness that he has against Sky Crew. Like, a lot of the people, he's with Ilion too, and they all have like this vengeful, set on revenge against Sky Crew because they blame them for the chip. And eventually that dude's end up getting assassinated by Octavia, which I saw coming after the way she was looking at him. I was like, oh, she about to end this dude. I could just tell from the way that she was looking at him and everything. So yeah, that was just pretty interesting. I'm like, where are they gonna go with this? How are they gonna really tie this together? Are they gonna just keep fighting the whole time? Or is Rowan gonna be like, hey, we all about to die, we better get on Sky Crew's hype because they're the only ones that can really help us maybe live it out for a little bit, you know? Something. I'm just interested to see where that goes. We don't really, they're just setting it up slowly, so there's not really much to talk about in there, unless I missed something. So let me know. But there's definitely a lot of tension in Polis. I'm interested to see where this new character, Ilion, goes to, and also Octavia. The last kind of shot that we saw of her, Echo was eyeing her really hard, so I think Echo is probably going to go after Octavia, probably suspicious of her. They're probably going to get into some fight. They're probably going to butt heads at some point. And I hope that Octavia is able to take that bitch out, because I'm just tired of her. And then we have this whole Clark situation with Jaha and Raven, which I found very, very interesting. First of all, Raven is trying to tell them, like, hey, like, you need to tell the truth to these people so that we can kind of like spread out work, because I only have 5 dudes who are helping me out, and they don't even know why they're helping me out and doing all the things that we're trying to do, trying to accomplish. They have no idea that the world's going to end. Like, it would help if they knew, so that maybe they would have some type of solution, which I totally understand where Raven's coming from. You might as well put everybody's heads together. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a lot better if everybody was working together, everybody knew what the problem was, because then you would find better solutions for that situation. You never know what somebody might know out of the blue. But if they don't know the truth, then they don't even know to be thinking about in that direction of a solution. So I definitely get where Raven's coming from. But then we have this scene that really interested me with Jaha and Clark, where, first of all, apparently Jaha was an engineer before he was chancellor. So that's good to know, because actually, despite all the shit that he may have done with the City of Light, he can be useful. He at least knows something. I mean, it's one more body to help add to the environmental problem that they're facing. So we just have to see where that ends up. But he's sitting there and he's talking to Clark, and he can tell that, you know, something's bothering her. And he's like, well, in looking at all the shit that they have, and he's like, well, you don't need this and this for simple repairs. What's actually going on? And he's already sees that, like, and sees a lot of what he had to do as chancellor in her and Clark. And, like, that's when he says, like, heavy lies the crown. You know, heavy on your heart are those decisions that you have to make to protect your people. And, like, you have to maybe, like, lie to people, keep secrets from your people, to help protect them. And it's just kind of like this, should I tell the truth or should I not tell the truth? It's definitely a hard choice to make. And we see that really weighing on Clark, and we can see Jaha trying to just be like, hey, I know what it's like to be in that situation. And he does remember all of the lives that he's taken to try to, like, you know, whatever, with the culling and everything. So, you know, it's tough. And so I do kind of see where Jaha's coming from when it's like, hey, I'm trying to make the best decision for my people. Even though some people may end up having to die, it's kind of fucked up. But if you're going to be the leader, those are the kind of choices that you have to make. And that's just that. So we have to see, they're just setting it up slowly for us, but we definitely are going to have to see what decision Clark ends up making. Will she end up telling everybody? Will she have to end up just saying something anyway because the radiation's already kind of there? People are already kind of like, what the fuck? There's black rain coming out the sky. Somebody's going to have to explain this. So we're just going to see where that goes. But definitely these choices that they're making are tough. And that's why this episode was super geared toward making hard choices. And so that's why we're just going to go straight into Bellamy and his crew with the drop ship machine retrieval. So they had this like hydro generator or something. So I guess it's like a generator that makes water for the Ark. And it was on the farm station part of the ship that dropped down from space. And this is one thing that I'm kind of glad that we got to see, because I still like wasn't convinced, or was still a little lost about why Pike and his whole group, like Hannah and Monty's mom and everybody, had so much hatred towards the Grounders. They didn't really explain it past like, oh, they massacred us and that was it. But now we actually got to see, like, really see what was going on with them, and at least get a little bit more of explanation of why they felt the kind of way that they did. Like, why something horrible must have happened for Pike to want to go out and murder a whole army of sleeping people. Like, nobody's just like fucked up in the head like that, just randomly. I mean, unless he's like really like mentally unstable. But if you're not mentally unstable, there has to be something that drove that toward a kind of hatred towards the Grounders. So now we got to see a little bit of what that was about. And apparently they've been on the ground for what, 6 months. So those people in that were being enslaved have been there for a while, we can safely assume, right? So I was kind of glad to see a little bit more of the perspective of where Brian was coming from and where like Pike was coming from and why they felt the way that they did, because I didn't feel like that was really explained. But now we really got to see, and it was pretty fucked up what was going on. So I'll give it to them that, yeah, they were massacred, they had children, and they were being enslaved, and it looked like shit. So there you go. So here's the choice that Bellamy and Harper and Brian and Miller, they were all faced with the choice to either use the hydro generator, take it home to save their people, or use it to get the slaves out now. So Bellamy ends up having to make the call, and he chooses to blow up the generator and save the people that were being enslaved. So this is the thing that I've been seeing a lot on the online. Everybody's all pissed and like, oh, Bellamy this, Bellamy that. I'm just tired of hearing everybody complaining and bitching about Bellamy, okay? Just get over it. You know, he made the choice. He made the call. And I bet you if yo ass was sitting there enslaved in that motherfucking place, you would have been like, Bellamy, save my bitch ass, right? Yeah, exactly, you would. So you would have been happy that he made the right choice for your ass. At first I was like, oh, fuck, like, it's only like 25 people against like the whole world. I get it. But at the same time, I don't think that he would be able to live with leaving more people. Like he's already made some pretty dark choices. He's already made so many mistakes that I don't think Bellamy can take any more of like that type of guilt. At least he was saying like, I saved people here today. That's all that matters. Like, who knows if he's even gonna make it 6 months from now? Like, what if he dies, gets shot, you know? Doesn't even make it to the end of the world. At least he doesn't have that shit on his conscience. So I do understand where he's coming from in the decision that he made. At first I was like a little skeptical about it, because I was like, damn, I get where Brian's coming from, or not Brian, Miller, where he was like, I wish I could say that it was, you know, worth it to save them, but we have to look at the bigger picture. I get where they're coming from. But either way, it kind of seems like they're fucked, so you might as well save these people, because are you really going to feel good about leaving a little girl being enslaved by these fucked up ass people? You know, like that would have weighed on me, I feel like. If it was my call, that would have weighed on me really hard as well. So, and also another thing that I'm thinking is like, what if those people are valuable to you? You know, you never know. They might have an insight on how to make another hydro generator, or how to help the radiation, whatever situation, apocalypse that they're going through. You know, at least you have more minds. At least you never know what one of those farm station crew people knows that might be able to help them in the situation later. I mean, we don't know that yet, but I can see that happening easily. Maybe Riley or somebody that was captured has a little bit more insight, has a little bit more information that they need that they didn't have before previously. So who knows? Maybe it'll look up for them, and maybe it wasn't the wrong call after all. So yeah, that's why this episode was really, really intense. The decisions that that they had to make, you know, it just, you can tell it's really, really weighing on our characters that we love so much. So yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to talk about. That's all that really happens. They're still setting it up for us. They're still building, you know, building little blocks. I think next episode, it looks like Luna found her way over to Arcadia. So what's next? What do I want to see next? Definitely I want to see more problem solving for this. I hope that somebody from Farm Station that they rescued will have some type of an idea for them, maybe. I want to see them kind of contribute, because if you're going to save these people, they have to be in the show. There has to be a reason for it. You know, why even put them in the show if they're not going to contribute to the story somehow? So I just want to see how they contribute. I want to see some of these new characters. I want to see what's up with Ilion, because it seemed like they're setting him up for some type of story arc. I would like to see more of him, and just more problem solving for the situation. And also I want to see more Bell arc. I want to see Bellamy and Clark together. They were separated this episode, but they're back together. So I want to see more of what they're going through, and like how they're gonna deal with the situation that was made, with Bellamy bringing back more people and everything. I just kind of want to see everybody start to brainstorm and really start to try to figure this fucking problem out. The hydro generator didn't work, so you're just gonna have to move on and figure something else out. So yeah, that's all I want to see from the show. It's going really well so far. And I'm just excited to see how this story plays out. I haven't been watching any spoilers. I haven't been watching any sneak peeks, because it's only 45 minutes. It's kind of an episode, and I just want to see everything fresh and new. I don't want to be spoiled at all for any of it. Yeah, so let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know what you guys thought about Bellamy and them bringing back more people. What do you think about the decision that they made? What do you think about the new character Ilion? What do you think about what the decisions that Clark has made, lying to her people? what do you think is gonna happen next? Last video was a little dry on the comments, not gonna lie, so I really like talking to you guys. So please just talk to me down below. I love talking about the show, and I want to know what you guys think. So yes, thanks so much for watching. I will see you very soon next week for the next video. And I will also see you this Sunday and Monday for Walking Dead reactions and reviews. Yeah, so like and comment, please comment. Just let me know everything, all your thoughts, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and follow me on all types of social media, Twitter and what's that other one called, Instagram and Snapchat and everything, just in case you want to get to know me a little bit better or what have you. Yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching. And I will see you guys very soon. I'm so excited for next week. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you so much. Love you guys. See you.